Hello guys, welcome to my video series tutorial to learn Microsoft Bot Framework Composer. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the overview about the Composer. Composer is an open source cross-platform IDE for developer to design and build the bot. As a developer, you no need to write the code to build the bot. You can just design it, drag and drop the workflow, how your bot should work. That's it. Maybe there is a situation, it will come based on your requirement. You have to write some custom code. That also is possible in the composer. You can just write the custom code, you can attach into the composer. That also we'll see in upcoming video how to implement those features. Composer is available in two applications. One is desktop based and another is a web based component. Desktop based application is just exe. Once you install the composer in your PC, for example Windows desktop, you can just double click the exe, automatically the application get opened. Web-based component, you have to use a command yarn start all, and after that you have to go to the browser to browse particular port number. For example, if the application is running the port number 5000 in your browser, you have to go to browser and HTTP localhost 5000. Once you enter, the application get open. There is no difference functionality wise or ID wise. There is no difference. Only the hosting environment is different. That's it. Okay, what is the other advantage if I'm using the composer? There are a lot of other advantages. First advantage, you can create and publish Lewis model and Q&A maker from the composer. And you can create and validate language generation template. That also we'll see in upcoming video series. And you can publish a bot, whether Azure App Service or maybe Azure Functions, you can use it. And you can extend Power Virtual Agents with the composer also. That also we'll see. So you can see these core building blocks of the composer. There are four main building blocks, the composer. One is a language understanding, second one is a dialogue, third one is a language generation, and final one is a memory management. Language understanding, let's say for example, is Lewis model. Once user send the request to the bot, so the language understanding will come to picture here. Language understanding, as I said, example Lewis, it will find the intent and entity about the user statement. Based on the intent, the particular dialog will execute this area. That the dialog is just an interface through your bot and user. Okay, it's an interface between these two. And in the dialog, you can specify your workflow also, how your based on the request. Maybe, for example, if user said switch on the light. So if switch on means what should do? The workflow you can define this area. I will show into the IDE later. What is this and this area? This is a trigger area that also we'll talk about later. Third one is a language generation. Language generation is the reverse of the language understanding. Language understanding is a get the input from the user. Language generation response to the bot response to the user. So the language understanding, you can define your own template through cards or maybe adaptive card. You can define it. So that will based on a response, the particular template will execute and respond to the user. And the final one is a memory management. So memory management is also one of the main role in each application, whether you are using bot or maybe any other application. Memory management is one of the core of the applications. In a bot application, there are different types of memory management available. For example, conversation and user state, final dialog based. There are quite some of memory management is available. As a developer, you want to define, okay, where your property gets saved, whether it's a user or conversation. You can just define user dot the property name, for example, username. So user dot name, maybe the phone number, user dot phone number. You can just define it. So automatically the property gets stored in the user state. The same way you want to store in the conversation state, you can just define conversation dot the property name. That's it. Like dialog also same. That also we'll see in later videos how to define these properties. Okay guys, this is the overview. Now we move to the Composer IDE. So we'll see what are the advantage we have in the Composer IDE and how to create one small project, maybe EchoBot. So this is my IDE. So you want to install desktop based or maybe Linux or Mac OS, whatever it is, you can go to Composer webpage and use the latest version. Right now the menus, hamburger menu, the default all the menus get disabled. Once the project has created, this menu is getting enabled. This is a home page, this bot framework composer. This home page you can see there are some of the block related, latest block related and the resource information, latest video, everything is available. And go setting. The composer setting, you can define the IDE based settings. For example, if you want to change the composer language, you can change it here. And this editor preference, this onboarding is just a tips about the IDE. This editor preference, if you want to use line number or sentence wrap, or you want to change the font settings, you can define it here. There is application update. You want to use always latest version, you can enable this one. So whenever the new version is coming, your IDE get updated automatically. So this version is a earlier adapter. I'm using latest version, always the pre-release version. So I enable this option. These are preview features. In case if any new concept has introduced, if the team core team has released a preview version, you can see it here. Right now, this form dialog is a preview version. If you click this one, here you can see this preview version get enabled. Preview version. If you want, you can use it this form related. If you don't want to, you can just uncheck it, so the automatically get disabled here. There is another area, data collections. That also we leave it at the moment. This application settings. The next one is about the licensing and version number and SDK runtime package information. Everything is available here. Okay, we go to the home page. In the home page is two options. One is create the new project and open the existing project. You can use this option. So option to create the new project. Click here, create a new bot. One is a C# version and another is a Node version. So Node version is a preview. Right now, Python and Java it's not supported by the composer. And this video series today based on the C#. So I selected the C# one, and you can select the template. Okay, which template you need based on your requirement. You can select the template. So at the moment, I'm using this empty bot. If you click this empty bot, you can see the description of the empty bot template information. The version also is displaying here. So I selected empty bot template. Click next. The next, the name field, you can enter the project name. So I will select my project name, EchoBot, and runtime type. As I said earlier, you can select the which runtime you are going to host, whether you are using Azure Functions or Azure Web App. So default, go with Azure Web App option, and the location of the project where you want to get this file get saved. You can select this. Click create button. So once you click the create button, in the background, it's generating the file related to your project name. Go back to this menu. You can see the menu get enabled now. So create, this is a home page of our project. So all the dialogues, triggers and intent, everything define it here only, this area. This is the main dialog. So if you add any dialog, it will, it's a child dialog only. So this is our hosting dialog, main dialog. And next one is a configuration. This is project related configuration. Okay. There are different tabs available, overview, development, resource. This all we'll see in later. Okay, if you don't want to, you can click this one. You wrongly created a project, or maybe you don't want to this project, you want to delete it. You can use this option to delete your project. And user input. So in the block diagram, first I said, language understanding. This is the area, user input. This we'll see in upcoming video. more, how to define it, everything in this area. Bot response. So language generation template, the final one. So bot want to respond to the user. Those template we can define it here. Knowledge base related, if you want publish, you can use this option. This also we'll see later, and package manager. That also we'll talk about later. Now go back to the homes create area. In the create area, you can see that there are two default trigger is available actions. Okay. First one is a greeting trigger. Greeting trigger is a welcome message. Okay. As a user, they want first time to communicate to the bot, we can send some welcome message. No, that you can define in the greeting. See this greeting. New member added, they are checking the condition. Okay, the ID is not matching. Then it is true. Then it will come inside. It will show the welcome message to the user. If it is false, just come out. This welcome to your bot. This is a bot response. So bot response, welcome to your bot. This welcome to your bot, you can see in the bot response screen area. So if I click this bot response, here you can see welcome to your bot. If I change it here, it will automatically updated in this create area. Wherever the reference is available, it's automatically get updated. Okay. So I change it to here. Welcome to your bot. Welcome to EchoBot. So go back to create area. Here you can see welcome to your EchoBot is changed. Another is unknown intent. So once user communicate to bot, that is one of the intent type. Maybe the use case it won't match your intent. It won't match your user request in your bot. So it's handle the unknown area. That default is available in this template unknown intent. So there is a message. Sorry, I did not get that. So if bot cannot able to understand the user message, then the default message it will fire to the user. Sorry, I did not get that. Okay. So here the option start bot. If you click this start bot, the project get built. If you go here output, you can see the compilation area. So compilation is done. So allow access. Then this menu automatically get pop-up. Local bot runtime manager. Right now bot is running. That status is showing running. You can, if you want to stop the bot, you can click this button. Bot automatically gets stopped. Otherwise, there is one more option available here. Here also you can stop this bot. Okay, go back to this again. There are two options available to test your bots. One is a open web chat, another is a test in emulator. Test in emulator option, if you install the emulator in your PC, so if you click, then automatically the emulator get host automatically connect to the bot. You can see welcome to your bot. Close. And there is one more option, open web chat. The open web chat, you no need to go to the emulator. You can test your application inside this bot, this composite itself. Example, if you click this one, here you can see the open web chat is execute inside composite itself. Why it's not running? One moment. Maybe I restart again. But I'll go back to release version only, so it's comfortable because there are some issues get pop up. Yeah. Okay, guys, I just back to release version. So I'm not going to obtain the pre-release. So some functionality is not working as expected. Okay, just go to here and click this open web chat. Restart the conversation. You can see. So you can test in the composer, your bot within the composer. So you don't need to go to the other application like emulator and test and come back here. Close it. And this is a open the web chat here and this notification area, and another one is recommended action. This we'll talk about later. Right now it's not required. how to create the intent, and based on the intent, how the dialogue get invoked or fired. We'll see those information in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.